in. No problem. No problem at all.
Who are you? Who?
Showtime.
Oh my god, are we live? Are we live on air, Shafi? Oh, hello and a very good morning to you, children, and welcome to the Chope Show! My name is Felicia, and together with me is Shafi, and we are your hosts for today. Hey Shafi, do I look like a healthcare professional now?
Well, actually yes. Wearing the scrubs really makes me feel like a healthcare professional now. But I know it takes more than just wearing these healthcare professional scrubs to be one. By interacting with many professionals during my job journey, I actually realized that we need to have heart to serve and also a lot of dedication. Knowing the stories of how much our healthcare workers have sacrificed during this season, I'm now more inspired to be part of this medical industry. A very big shout out to our healthcare workers and a special salute to the healthcare workers keeping us safe now.
Hey Shafi, so back to the point, why are we here today in our very awesome scrubs?
Oh yeah, I almost forget why we are here. We are here to share with everyone some information to keep ourselves fit and healthy by taking good care of our physical and not forgetting our emotional needs. And today we are proud to present to you the Chope Show! From the brains to your grains. Woohoo! So Felicia, can you share with us what will happen later?
Many exciting segments are coming up. First up, we will invite our special guests, Dr. Yang and Miss Yong, to share more about their journey about being a psychologist and a dietitian. Next, Dr. Yang will provide us some information about stress and how we can cope with that. Also, Miss Young will be sharing about how calories can actually help us get into shape. Oh, do also catch us in our Minute to Win It segment, where we will invite some of our children and favorite teachers to outwin each other in some interesting challenges. Lastly, we will have a simple classroom activity to end of the day. So without further ado, let's meet our two very special guests. Take it away, studio.
Hi there, Sharians. Welcome to the studio. I am Seth, and together with me are two very special guests, Dr. Yang and Miss Young. Both of them are part of the Woodlands Health Campus team and specialize in distinctively different but similarly important subjects. Before we get started, let's welcome them on screen to introduce themselves. Maybe you can also share with us how's your typical day like in the hospital. You can start with Dr. Yang.
Thanks, Ash. Well, my typical day is I start the day with a good cup of coffee. I really like the smell of coffee and it'll perk me up. I don't really have a typical day. It really depends on whether I do clinical, education, or research activities that day. But in terms of clinical, then I probably see 4 to 5 patients in the morning, do documentation, call the family members up, sometimes also speak to my colleagues about the patient because we really believe in interprofessional collaboration and we really believe in interdisciplinary care. So as a psychologist, I don't stand alone. I stand with my colleagues in helping the patients in the journey to recovery.
Thank you, Dr. Yang. How about you, Miss Young?
So my typical day will usually start with a good and quick breakfast also. And first thing in the morning when I reach office, I'll go through the referrals from the doctors to prioritize the caseload and to work around other schedules like meetings, multidisciplinary rounds, and also some outpatient clinics. So usually outpatient clinics probably take us through the majority of the morning or afternoon. And most of the time I'll spend my time seeing patients, whether it's at inpatients or outpatients. So I'll provide education for them or assess those who are at risk nutritionally, and then we will provide intervention and give them nutrition support for those who cannot eat. So the main thing also for my job is to discuss the problems or any concerns with the multidisciplinary teams to see what other things we can do to help our patients.
Wow, being a psychologist and dietitian sounds super cool. Thank you once again for taking time off and being with us here today. I am quite curious though, and so are our Churians. Perhaps you can share with us what made you want to take up the challenge in becoming a psychologist and dietitian.
I think honestly, Seth, being a psychologist wasn't the first choice. I think it was in my time, many years ago. It was either law or medicine, but I'm really scared of blood, so medicine is out. So it was a conversation over Chinese New Year many, many years ago with an uncle that brought the idea of psychology to mind. And at that time, we didn't have the luxury of mobile data. We didn't have the luxury of much internet access. It's really, really slow. And by reading, through the encyclopedia, the dictionary, talking with people, and I found that psychology is actually very interesting. There's things like plant psychology, aeronautical psychology, clinical, neuropsychology, I think things that we're more familiar with. But then I chose to go down the route of a health psychologist, being able to then come here to speak to you all, being able to see people with chronic illnesses, and really being able to, I think at that time, I was thinking maybe I could analyze my friends, my family, my siblings, maybe get them to do things, that I would like them to do. But I really want to put it out here. Psychologists cannot read people's mind. Really, we can't. We don't have a crystal ball. No. But generally, I think it's a journey of learning about myself as well, and then learning about how to be more sensitive to people, and also being able to move someone who is very fixated or very stuck in a certain situation, and be able to then recover from that, and to be kind of live a more healthy life, and being able to have a better quality of life. Yeah, so that's why I took up the challenge.
Okay, so actually I love food science and food history when I was young, because I found them very interesting. And then after that, when I was in secondary school, then I actually knew that I wanted to work in healthcare, but also do not want to work with blood because I'm scared of blood, right? So then that's when I discovered dietetics as a major that could actually help people to get healthy without having to work with blood. Yeah.
Wow, thank you for sharing with us your journey as a psychologist and dietitian. Right now, we will take a short break and be back after the commercial break.
Welcome to the Minute to Win It segment. Now, we will have a little challenge between our dearest CHR teachers versus our own Cherian. Now I wonder who will be going with the title Miss Imposter here. Let me introduce to you to our two key players here. Everyone say hi to Miss Cho, Crystal Faith, and also Miss Yo. Yeah, let me hear a round of applause, everybody.
To see who will be able to hold in a yoga pose for 1 minute. Miss Cho and Miss Yo, you both look like you have been doing exercises regularly. Do you?
Yes, we are number one. We are the champion.
Okay, Miss Cho and Miss Yo, please pick a yoga pose in the box. We have a mixture of easy and more challenging poses. All the best.
So let's see what do they have.
So, both of you are going to do this pose.
So, are you both ready for this challenge? Okay, great. CHR, can we hear some cheer for both of them? Come on, CHR. I want to hear some noise. Yeah, I can hear Miss Show class cheering for her now.
Okay, and the 1 minute starts now.
Come on, Crystal. Let's see how long you can hold that pose. So let's see. Steady, steady.
Are you feeling
Steady, steady. Oh, losing balance already. Steady, come on now. Go down already. Let's go. We still got 2 opponents left.
Micho, what's your favorite food to eat?
Let's go, Miso.
Sai is here. Come.
Come on, we have 20 seconds left for the teachers. Can I hear some cheer from everyone?
Try, continue.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Come on. 4, 3, 2, and 1.
Congratulations! You have walked away with the title of Imposter. Cheers! Please give them a round of applause.
Woo! That's great. So now I would like to say thank you to Miss Cho and Miss Yo and our one and only Crystal Faith for your participation. I been looking at their posts and now I'm thinking, does yoga really helps us to de-stress or actually adds more stress to us? Maybe our psychologists can help us. So, Dr. Yang, help us!
Go away, stress. Go away, stress.
Ian, may I ask what you are doing?
Can't you see? I'm trying to release stress and you just ruined it.
Me? Okay, but what are you even stressed about?
Me? I'm stressed about everything, Hannah. I'm stressed about my WAs, my quizzes, my lessons, my O-levels. What if I never find my purpose in life? What am I going to do, Hannah? Stress.
Calm down, Ian. Are you even sure you're stressed? Or are you just worrying too much?
Well, I'm pretty sure I'm stressed, Hannah.
Okay, fine. If you say so, why not we ask Dr. Yang what stress means? Dr. Yang, please enlighten us.
Wow, Ian, you bring me back to 20 odd years ago when it's about your age. Stressing over exams, stressing over does my friend like me or not? But yeah, anyway, that's many years ago. Stress is a physical, mental, and emotional factor that causes bodily and muscle tension. And we know that stress can be caused by both internal and external factors. So internal factors, like what you have mentioned just now, really is about a reaction to stressful situations, what our mind tells us what we should do, what we shouldn't do. And that's, of course, external factors as well. You know, having to meet the discipline master. Do you have those now? Having to maybe rush and then be late for school. Yeah, things like that. And we want to differentiate eustress versus distress. So not all stress is bad. Eustress is actually short term. It energizes us. It actually brings us to a next level of performance. So that's actually very good stress. Versus distress, where it's can be short term and long term, and it can actually bring us down, causing us to feel tired, fatigued, maybe mentally drained as well, right? So we want to understand that not all stress is bad stress. Eustress is good, just like how we are conducting this interview. I think all of us having a bit of eustress at the moment.
Oh, so that's what being stressed means. Dr. Yang, I have another question. I always hear some of my friends saying that they are so stressed, whereas others seem to be coping fine. So how common is it to be stressed among us teenagers?
Yeah, I think stress is common among everyone. Not just teenagers alone, but with the different age groups, then our stresses are quite different, which is why there's no statistics for stress, I think, because 100% will be stress. Yeah, but generally, I think for teenagers, your stresses could be more related to performance, anxiety-related stresses. So what Ian was just mentioning also about exam, about WA, about will I actually have a life? Will I, have a future? So things like that. But that's a little bit of anxiety and catastrophizing, and we don't want to go there. So today's a good time maybe to learn some tips later. I think the other thing that we also stress about is like communication, maybe with our parents, like the boomers you call us, right? Or even BGR relationship, how do you communicate with friends? We used to, long time ago, we say, oh, don't friend that person, like ignore the person. But now what do you do? Ghost the person? Something like that. Yeah, so I'm not even sure I'm using the right lingo here. I'm like so ancient. But generally, even, stress from social media posts, the number of likes, I think those will be the ones. I mean, but, y'all can enlighten me a little bit more.
Oh, I see. So we are all stressed at one point of time, and there are different types of stresses.
Then Dr. Yang, what if my friend is going through like a tough period, a very stressful period, but he or she doesn't say anything? How do I know whether they need any form of support or help?
So I think one of the key things is that sometimes we feel for our friends, but ultimately it's that oxygen mask kind of analogy where we have to help ourselves first before we are able to help our friend, someone that we love, right? So the whole idea about that is we have to be able to identify stress in ourselves. We need to know what stresses us. Then from there, we can identify some of the symptoms in our friends. So one of the few things could be mood changes. They are more reactive, maybe more aggressive, maybe more angry, or more withdrawn. Right? Suddenly, they are not interested to talk to you. Suddenly, they are not interested to go for that meal that they used to like. Then maybe even not being able to concentrate in class when they used to be concentrating very well. And this is not due to gaming, overnight gaming, right? And then maybe even feeling tired, feeling physically tired. So having headaches, having body aches, and definitely not due to your PE teachers torturing you. Well, and definitely missing classes as well, taking MCs. I think these are more of the common symptoms that you might be able to notice in your friends. Yeah.
Okay, so now we know. So don't worry, friends. I got your back and I'll look out for you.
Excuse me, how will you even help them? You were chanting go away stress earlier. Are you sure you're going to make everyone do that?
Okay then, how about too blessed to be stressed? Too blessed to be stressed.
Goodness, Dr. Yang, please tell us what are some healthy ways to cope with stress other than this?
What are you saying, Hannah?
So I have two other sayings that I, kind of like, and I'll just share this with everyone. So the first one is, it's not stress that kills us, but our reaction to it. Another quotation that I quite like really is, I stress about stress, even before there's stress to stress about. Then I stress about stressing about stress that doesn't need to be stressed about. It's stressful. I think hearing me say that, I think you're stressed already, right? I mean, I hear myself say that I'm stressed. So I think you really need to know yourself. What triggers stress for you? What are some of your stresses? I think everyone's level is different. You need to set time for yourself. I think that's important. You need to also maybe find someone that you can speak to, even though if you know that the person's not going to help you solve the problem. But at least when you have spoken to someone, there's some relief. Maybe doing your yoga poses. So those actually relates to physical exercise, right? Healthy eating as well. I think sometimes we should also be lax on ourselves. We can have a little bit of comfort food, but I think Pei Wen will tell you a little bit more about that. But generally, I think anything that helps you to energize, anything that helps you to bring yourself to the next level, to bring you forward, those will be some small little tips that you can do. Yeah.
That sounds manageable. Thank you, Dr. Yang, for sharing. So don't worry, friends. I got you.
Oh my god, Ian, now you are stressing me. I need my chocolates now.
No!
I think I need one too.
Thank you, Dr. Yang, for sharing about the following. Firstly, use stress and distress. One spurs you to higher achievement while the other decreases our performance. Secondly, different people have different stresses. Thirdly, some signs and symptoms of stress are headaches, moodiness, and loss of appetite. And lastly, we can cope with stress by adopting healthy habits such as prioritizing our responsibilities and setting time aside for ourselves. Chocolate, I love. If I can, I will eat chocolates all day long.
Huh? Of course not. Do you know chocolates are high in calories? Huh? Okay, but I'm pretty sure our knowledgeable CHR teacher and students know about calories. Hello, Mr. Ong and Rayan from class 4E4. Welcome to the Minute to Win It segment. Do both of you know what are calories? No. Okay. Since both of you look so ready now, we shall guess the correct amount of calories found in chocolates. Both of you will write number on the mini whiteboard. The one who guessed it correctly or nearest to the correct number will win. There are a total of 3 chocolates here. So, are you both ready? Yeah, okay, let's start. Okay, so they got us Snickers now. Okay, now let's check what do they have.
So high, are you sure, Rian?
Che, you sure or not? That one like a bit too high,
you
Che. Yeah. Guessing. Okay, so the teachers like too high only.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay, now let's guess the second chocolate. Okay, let's see what does Mr. Ong have. Well,
So high.
so high je.
You sure or not? So are you sure?
Can I change? Can I change?
Can.
Can,
Last
sure.
minute. Last minute.
I change to...
Okay.
Maybe.
Next.
Okay, let's see the next one.
Kit Kat.
Well, not bad. Maybe you're quite close though.
Okay.
Okay, so the winner is.
Ryan.
So now the winner is Rayan. Congratulations, you walked away with the title Mr. Chokeries.
Can we have
A round of applause for the teachers.
Thank you, Mr. Ong and Ryan, for joining us. Oh, so one way of keeping in shape is to know our calories intake. But do you really know what calories do to your body? I don't. So Miss Young, help!
Stop! Do you know how much calories that thing has?
First you stress me, now you're stopping me from eating my chocolate. What do you want?
I always see you eating chocolates when you are stressed. But do you know how much calories this has?
What are calories, Ian?
Calories is the, you know, the thing at the
Ian,
label.
do you know what you're talking about?
Yeah, actually, right. Since we have Miss Song here, why don't I give her the opportunity to tell us, no, to tell you, Hannah, what calories are?
Okay, so I tell both of you, these calorie, you know, like automobiles, like cars, all these, they're burning petrol, burning gasoline to move around. So for us, we humans, we are doing the same, but we burn the food in our body to produce energy in the form of heat. Okay, so this heat produced, right, will warm up your body and also power your moves. So
Once again, we would like to thank the two professors.
the amount of heat produced from this process can be measured in a unit called kilocalorie, or simply put, calories. Okay, and it's also the term that you always see in when you're reading about these food labels. Okay, so when you read this Kit Kat has about how much calorie for 1 bar? Yeah. So when you see that this food contains about, let's say, 100 calories per serving, so that means when you eat that, your body will burn this food to produce 100 calories of heat for you to, for your body to work.
Okay, I see. So calories is like gasoline to our automobile, like our cars and all. Okay. Hannah, at least now you know, right?
Yeah, sure, Ian. Like you knew what it was before. Anyways, Miss Young, so how do I know how much calories I must consume?
So in general, like all of you, you're all adolescents, so you are actually burning more energy than we all adults do, because you are continually making new tissues for growing, okay? And also similarly for men, for example, like you will burn more energy than Hannah, okay? Because you are bigger in size, and also you have more muscles, okay? So it is it is very unfair, but it's very true that you probably can consume about 10% more calorie than Hannah. Okay, without gaining weight. Okay, so for this, right, for your energy requirement, it requires some mathematics calculations. Depends on your age and your gender and also your weight and how active you are. So it has to be individualized.
I'm sure Ian loves to count your calories, right? Okay, so weight, gender, age, and level of activeness. I need to remember this for later. Weight, gender, age, level of activeness.
Okay, Hannah, chill. So, Miss Young, for example, right, if I were to go to like a breakfast buffet, then I see, right, wow, the food, mee siam, mee rebus, satay, got prata, wow, kaya toast, cereal. What happens if I like accidentally eat and then I eat too much calories? Can I just skip lunch and dinner so I won't exceed my calorie count?
Okay, don't worry. Okay, think about your energy requirement like your bank account, okay? So you make deposits when you are eating the things, you are taking in energy, and you make withdrawals when you are spending your energy on work or when your body is at rest, okay? Because even though you are sleeping, your body is still, your brains, all these, they are still very busy working, so you need energy for that. So to keep your energy account in balance, you need to make sure you get enough energy to cover your daily withdrawals. So calorie is actually not your enemy. So calorie is very useful to produce energy for us to live a normal, healthy life and for you to grow. Okay. So the trick here is to manage your calorie yourself, not to let the calorie manage you. So like just now, you have whacked yourself, right, with lots of all these mee siam, cereals, all this. So what can you do? You should just let the good time roll every once in a while. Okay, after the party is over, then you can compensate for it by going back to exercise and also back to your nutrient balanced diet with lots of nutritious, low fat, low sugar food. And then in the end, you are likely to have average out to your desired amount without fast.
Okay, so the keyword here is
Moderation.
Okay, got it. I'll try to control myself next time.
But Miss Young, sometimes us as students are too busy to keep track of our calories. Are there other healthy habits we can adopt so that everyone remains healthy like me?
Yes, of course, Hannah, you look very fit. Okay, so do you all know that there is this student health survey? It was done in 2012, and it showed that 80% of our students aged 13 to 18-year-old actually do not eat enough vegetables and fruits. Okay, and about more than 50% actually do not cut down on deep fried food. 25% drinks more than one sweetened drink every day. Okay, so it's still not too late for all of you to start your new year by consuming more fruit and vegetables. 2 servings of fruit and 2 servings of vegetables a day. So 1 serving of veggie is like 1/4 round plate of veggie, and 1 serving of fruit is just like 1 apple. Okay, 2 times a day. And you can also cut down your deep fried food to 1 time a week or maybe even lesser. And when you are going to get your third cup of bubble tea, can you think twice and replace it with your water or unsweetened drinks? Okay.
Wow, I think I should try to limit my bubble tea intake. It seems to be something that I really need to do. Actually, Ian, do you remember that time when we learned to cook healthier food in Republic Poly?
Oh yeah, yes. How can I forget? My awesome fruit sushi. Wow, almost tasted like that sushi from, what is it called? The sake sushi. Wow.
Not too sure about that, but I'm sure it was such a fun experience. It made me realize that healthy food doesn't always have to be boring and bland.
Yes, and cooking healthy food doesn't require you to be like Gordon Ramsay or some expert chef. We can just switch up the ingredients used in our daily meals with healthy alternatives. So simple as ABC.
Anyways, Ian, I really hate to admit this, but because of you, I've learned so much more about calories and learned to keep myself healthy.
Of course, Hannah, you are so welcome. Just remember, it's all about
moderation.
It's not necessarily always about the numbers on the scale, but keeping a positive and healthy mindset is important as well.
And not forgetting to thank our very two special guests with us for imparting their valuable knowledge so we can take care of ourselves from our veins all the way down to our grains.
Thank you, Miss Young, for sharing on the following. Calories are heat produced when our body metabolizes the food to power every move we make. Calorie count differs from person to person as it is dependent on one's weight, age, gender, and many more factors. Balancing our calories is like balancing our bank accounts, taking in enough each day to compensate for the withdrawals.
Now that we have come to the end of the talk show, we would like to show our appreciation to Dr. Yang and Miss Young. On behalf of Christchurch Secondary School, we would like to thank them for taking time off to share with us so much about keeping ourselves healthy. We would now like to invite our Vice Principal, Mr. Ong, to present the tokens of appreciation to the both of them. Mr. Ong, please. Now, let's put our hands together to thank Dr. Yang Su-yin for sharing so much about what stress is and how we can cope with it. Thank you, Dr. Yang. Now, let's put our hands together to thank Miss Yong Pei-wen for sharing so much about healthy dieting. Thank you, Miss Yong. Not forgetting a very important person from the Woodlands Health Campus, Miss Chu Mei-Ti, for making this collaboration a successful one. Let's invite Miss Chu on stage. Thank you, Mr. Ong, for giving out the tokens.
Once again, we would like to thank the two professionals and Woodlands Health Campus for making this show possible. And CHR, we have come to the end of the Chope show. On behalf of the Chope team, we would like to thank all of you for your enthusiasm. And we hope you have gained many informative and meaningful insights today.
Champions, be it coping with stress or staying in shape, we always need someone to be there for us.
Aww.
So now it's time for us to put what we have learned into action by writing an encouraging quote next to you. Your form teachers will be giving out post-its to you. So write an encouraging quote on it and paste it on your handbook. Upon receiving the post-its, you may paste it on your handbook also. Now, we will leave you to the hands of your form teachers. FTs, please help to facilitate the classroom activities and follow the respective staggered timing. Thank you from behalf of the Chope Show, and see you again. Bye-bye.
Welcome back, sir. Your test reports are back.
Okay.
How are your studies,
Weird question to ask. It's okay, I guess.
You seem quite stressed.
Huh. How do you know?
Because I'm an intellectual and a genius, you know. Okay, I'm kidding. Your blood pressure is higher than normal.
Huh? How do you know my blood pressure is higher than normal?
Because I'm a doctor, obviously.
Huh. What made you become a doctor? Isn't it very stressful? I'm a student and you're a doctor already.
Why are you so kiasu? Anyways, it's a great question. During my secondary school days, I joined a program called Chope. It stood for Community of Hope, where experts like me belong. Okay, I was kidding about that. It gave me many opportunities to learn about health professionals, such as nurses and doctors. I also got plenty of chances to interact with the community and find where they need to improve.
Wow, that sounds so interesting. You can recall as if it was just yesterday.
I had a lot of fond memories back in the day.
Hello?
Sorry, I was stoned for a moment. I was reminiscing my fond moments from Chope.
Chope sounds so interesting. I wish I could be part of something like this.
You should really join Chope if you are given the opportunity.
In the first place, why did you even join Chope?
Well, when I heard of Chope and its attracting factors and that it could level up my portfolio for EAE, I was in it. I met many different people and shared many great experiences together. It was like a family. Moreover, I learned through fun. And that's why you should join Chope too!